Welcome to Perf Damage.
Welcome.
This is the show where we go inside the secret histories of Hollywood.
And we talk about film restoration, which is what we're talking about today in the form of our adventure to a film festival that highlights film restoration.
Yes, an international adventure.
That's true. Our first international film festival, Il Cinema Ritrovato in Bologna, Italy. We just returned from the 9-day film festival there, which brings together archives, film restorers, and film lovers from all over the world for a 9-day celebration. This is their 39th year doing this festival in Bologna, and it was fun. It was fantastic.
Yeah, Charlotte got to introduce some things.
I did.
She got to give a presentation.
I did. We talked about VistaVision.
We actually got to see some movies.
We got to see a couple movies.
Yeah.
So anyways, we want to give you guys a rundown on that and show you some video we captured of some of the introductions, talk about some of the stuff that we saw there and share that with you guys. So if you want to hear more about Il Cinema Ritrovato,
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Oh no, not again. Hey movie lovers, I'm Adam.
And I'm Charlotte.
And welcome to Perf Damage.
We're a movie-obsessed husband and wife team who work in the film industry. I oversee film restoration at the oldest studio in Hollywood.
And I bring the inside track from film development and production. And we love to explore the hidden tales of movies past and present.
So join us for a cinematic journey like no other.
From classic gems to examining the art of the double feature. This is Perf Damage.
Popcorn popped, wine at the ready. Let's press play.
Well, Charlotte, I can see that you have the drink of the trip there.
I do.
That is an Aperol Spritz.
It is. It's what I lived on for 9 days.
Yeah, it was hard to find water.
It was.
In Bologna, but
at least that was my excuse.
There's
no water anywhere, Adam.
Everybody had Aperol Spritzes, so that was the drink of choice.
It was. And well, water just doesn't hit the same.
No. Not the same as an Aperol Spritz, that's for sure.
No, I definitely had my fair share and then some.
What are you drinking? Spritz.
Let's talk about how you got involved with Bologna in the first place.
Well, they come to us every year. The festival programmers come to Paramount every year, as they do to many of the studios. They will fly to Los Angeles, make their rounds, and they'll say, what do you got? What have you worked on? What have you preserved, restored, that we can maybe show at the festival this year?
So you had met many of the programmers beforehand.
Oh, yeah. I've met them year after year. I've met them.
Yeah.
And my former boss would go to the festival every year and come back raving about it, saying, you have to go to this festival at some point in your life. And, so definitely on my list.
When you got the email this time,
yeah,
it
when
said,
they said, hey, you should
why don't you come out and introduce a few films? I remember when you came to me, you were like, hey, they just asked me to come to Bologna and introduce a few films.
And I think I want to do it.
Yeah, and I said, oh, we're going. We're going. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, we don't have kids.
Yeah.
We're irresponsible.
Absolutely.
Let's just go.
Let's drop everything at a moment's notice and let's just go.
We did. So we decided to go kind of last minute, and I ended up introducing
three films, four different
times. I was scheduled for 5, but then our plane was late. Couldn't do one. And then I did a 45-minute presentation on the history of VistaVision, plus a bit about the restoration of artisan models.
Built into your VistaVision.
Yeah, so they had me working a lot. So it was vacation, but it was definitely a working vacation.
Yeah, and
and a lot of networking. Tons of networking. I got to meet people that I normally just email and write with.
Right, you got to put faces to names, which was kind of cool.
Faces,
yeah, it was great. Let's talk about kind of your schedule, like the things that you ended up having, doing for the festival.
Okay, well, we can talk about some of the films that were there. Danger Diabolik.
Yes, your new 4K that we just talked about.
They showed that twice because that's actually a huge title in Italy. It wasn't always.
So that comic book was very famous in Italy, and that's where it came from.
Yeah, you can't go in the grocery store without seeing the comic.
No,
walking down the
it's
street.
still being published to this day. Yeah.
Yes, there's a display in the window.
Diabolik everywhere, and that's so refreshing because we have been such huge fans of that film for a very long time, and it's just not that big of a movie over here in America.
No, so it was great seeing that it was such a big deal there.
They put his image on everything. Like the staff members had buttons that had Diabolik on there.
Yep, it was on the official bags for it. It was on little
postcards that said, "What kind of cinephile are you?" Yeah, I mean, it was just refreshing to see Diabolik everywhere.
Also little pins you could buy.
Okay, so what was the first film that you introduced?
So the first one was Sunset Boulevard, which is our new restoration of that.
This is only the second time it's ever been shown in public.
That's right. So the first one was at Cannes just a little over a month ago. And so this was the second premiere of the film, which was pretty exciting to be there for that. And I got to introduce it. So when you introduce something at this festival, it's introduced in multiple languages. So I would read a little bit of my introduction, and then a translator would translate that into Italian.
So let me start with a question that many of you probably asked when you heard that Paramount was restoring Sunset Boulevard again. Why? It's a fair question. The last restoration in 2012 for Paramount's 100th anniversary still looks beautiful. So how do you improve on something that already looks so good? Well, that's the challenge of restoring beloved classics today. Technology evolves, and so do our viewing standards. Well, Flawless on Blu-ray 10 years ago might now show its limitations on HDR displays. And audio tracks that once sounded clean might now feel a bit processed or flat. So we begin, as always, by asking, what can we do now that we couldn't do then without losing what's already great?
Buonasera, e grazie per essere qui.
Here's the thing. So I was reading it off my phone because that's what everybody was doing. I didn't print my introductions ahead of time. So I had that, and I get up to start reading my introduction on the phone. I'm not nervous at all because I do this all the time. So I get up there, and rookie mistake, I didn't turn off Wi-Fi or cell service.
Yeah, you didn't go into airplane mode.
Mode. So what happens right when I start reading? The freaking New York Times starts sending notifications. Right as I'm reading, what to cook tonight, what movies you should stream over the weekend, blah. So many notifications.
Well, it must have been like 7 a.m. or something, like when all the notifications dump, in the morning here.
And I'm trying to swipe them away, and you can see me doing this.
You can see her furiously trying to swipe it, and while she's swiping it,
And of course, by doing this, I swipe what I'm reading up, and then I'm trying to kind of swipe it back down and figure out where I'm at. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. Internally.
Yes.
I don't think anybody realized what was going on except for the two people standing next to me.
Right.
But inside.
Well, and now you guys, because you'll see it here. You'll know exactly what's going on. The lady's translating, and Charlotte's furiously going, scrolling through it.
The bigger challenge was the audio. All surviving mono tracks had a high noise floor. A hum that earlier restoration masked by filtering out high and low frequencies. But this fix, which made the tracks easier to listen to, also softened key performances, especially Gloria Swanson's character, Norma Desmond. We didn't want to compromise her voice, so we felt that we could stick with a higher noise floor. That is, until we saw Peter Jackson's documentary, The Beatles Get Back. A behind-the-scenes featurette revealed that Park Road Post in New Zealand had developed AI tools to separate dialogue, music, and effects.
Inside, I was having a heart attack almost. And then what's funny is later I looked at my, your little health alerts or whatever.
Yeah, on your Apple
Watch.
Watch.
A warning that my heart rate was elevated, higher than normal. I'm not kidding. Yeah. Remember later that night I showed you?
Like it was really high. It was like 140 or something.
Concerned about me.
Yeah, it was.
Because apparently it just was going, because I was freaking out. But I don't think it really came across that. I think I played it off.
Yeah,
but you can see it in my face that I'm freaking New York Times. So next time I introduce something, I turned off all those stupid things. So if you ever got to introduce something, I mean, you guys probably already know that.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah,
that's
rookie mistake. Yeah. So didn't do that again.
Well, that's okay because you had 3 more movies to introduce.
Yeah.
So, you had a do-over.
But the movie played really well. Everybody seemed to really enjoy the restoration. It was fun to get to tell everybody a little bit of the backstory about the restoration, especially the audio work that we did on that. We hope to do a video to share with all of you about the restoration, because that'll be coming out soon, and you'll be able to see it soon at a Fathom event around the U.S. anyways.
No, it was great. It was the first time I'd seen the finished film in with the new sound.
Yeah.
And it was really impressive.
I like watching it with an audience, but at the same time I don't, because I can quote almost every line of the film.
I thought you were going to annoy the lady next to us, because you were like, for the first 10 minutes of the movie, you were saying every line as they.
The next one
was Artists and Models.
I introduced. Yeah.
Which was VistaVision.
VistaVision.
You know, Charlotte's favorite format.
What?
Charlotte's favorite format.
Yeah. So that was great. And that was the world premiere of Artists and Models. And in my introduction, I kind of got a little choked up.
Yeah. I mean, this is the movie that turned her around to Jerry Lewis. Like,
yeah.
She actually is a fan now.
I mean, am I a fan? Am I not a fan? Do I tolerate him? I mean, who's to say?
Oh, no, he's delightful in this movie. This movie is actually
really
a wonderful, wonderful film.
Right. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. This is actually the world premiere of our restoration of Artists and Models. So, pretty excited. So, this colorfully, wildly inventive comedy truly shines in original VistaVision format, and we're thrilled to present it this way tonight. This restoration was finished only a few months ago, and it was scanned from the original VistaVision negative, all 22 reels scanned at 6K to bring the vibrant Technicolor frames back to life. But before we dive into the film, let's talk about what makes VistaVision so special. In the 1950s, Paramount created VistaVision as the answer to the widescreen boom. And unlike CinemaScope, which used an anamorphic lens, VistaVision ran 35mm film sideways, capturing images across an 8-film perforation instead of the usual 4. The result, a native widescreen image with more clarity and finer detail. VistaVision was used for classics like White Christmas, To Catch a Thief, and of course, Artists and Models. Though its use faded in the 1960s, it found new life decades later with Star Wars and Indiana Jones as a visual effects format. And now it's being rediscovered as a cost-effective production format for films destined for 70mm format. If you want to learn more about VistaVision, I'm doing a whole talk about the history of VistaVision on Saturday morning at 11 a.m.
Another thing I let everybody know about the scene stealing moment in Artists and Models, which is Shirley MacLaine's scene in the film. She sings Inamorata.
This was only Shirley MacLaine's second film, her first being Alfred Hitchcock's The Trouble with Harry, but it was her first time singing and dancing on screen, and she is electric here, especially in the unforgettable scene where she serenades a rare, speechless Jerry Lewis with the song Inamorata. Now, if you came here with a date tonight and they're not smiling during the scene, and I mean really smiling, you may need to take a long, hard look at your relationship. And I'm not saying break up, but I'm saying it may be a red flag. It's a good scene.
If our lips should meet in Inamorata, kiss me sweet Inamorata, hold me close and say you're mine, with a love as warm as wine. I'm at heaven's door, Inamorata.
It was really cool to see that with especially in the Modernissimo, that beautiful, beautiful venue.
Yeah, that was the first venue. The premiere was in this venue.
Yeah, it's built inside of an old metro station.
Mm-hmm. It's underground.
Yeah, and gorgeous, gorgeous venue. But whenever that song came on, the audience started to applaud.
Yeah, after it was over. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it. I hope that someone releases our version because it looks so good.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It's Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, and Frank Tashlin. It's their first collaboration together, and Frank Tashlin came from an animation background, and it's very cartoony, but in the best way. It works. It works so well, and our version just looks so good. And Graham, who is here on the show, that was his movie. He did that one.
Yeah.
And I swear it stole the It was
Yeah, didn't you send a little video to him of people applauding after at the Modernissimo?
Anyhow, and then Danger Diabolik was the other one, and I introduced that with the Minetti brothers, who've directed the new Danger Diabolik movies.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. They're coming out shortly from Kino Lorber.
2 brothers, 3 movies. 3 movies,
yes.
Just to clarify.
2 brothers, yeah.
2 brothers, 3 movies.
Yeah,
and Kino Lorber's going to release them.
Yeah, they've been around for a little while in Italy, but they'd never come over to America. And Kino Lorber is going to release them for the first time with English subs.
So I got to introduce that with them, and
you said he one of the Minetti brothers actually mentioned the fact that it was coming out in America for the first time, and he was really excited about it.
Yeah, he was excited that I had mentioned Kino Lorber in my introduction, because I said that I thanked Kino because they're the reason why we got to work on this film in the first place, was because
was their interest in putting it out.
because they wanted to put it out, so we got to work on it, and he was happy that I mentioned them because they are putting out the movies that they worked on. So
Diabolik trilogy. Yep.
In all of my introductions, except for Sunset, I forgot to ask, how many people here tonight have never seen the movie before?
Right.
And during Artists and Models, it must have been 80% of the people there.
Oh, at least, maybe even 90.
Yeah, maybe
was,
even
it was
more.
a lot.
At both screenings.
Yeah.
And same with Danger Diabolik. I was really shocked. I would have thought that more people in Italy would have seen it, but what I found out was that it was hated for so long in Italy because it was more of the comedy version. And it wasn't the version.
It was the Dino
they,
De Laurentiis version. He didn't want to do the comic book. He wanted to turn it into like a James Bondy type kind of thing. And
and they didn't like all the comedy and the suaveness. I don't know, like they wanted it darker.
They wanted it to be like the comic book.
Yeah, and that's what and the Minetti brothers in their intro, that's sort of what they were saying. And when they were talking at first, I thought, oh no, they hate this movie.
Well, initially they said they did. They didn't like it at all, but they came around to it after seeing it over
as
and
I'm
over
sitting
again.
up there with them, they're talking, and all I'm hearing is, "Do you guys hate this movie?" But they did.
No, they were like,
they said they came around to it. And
their problem with it was that it's not Diabolik from the comic books, and that's what they expected to see.
But they've come to appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
for what it is.
And they like the comedy, and that they actually put in some of that into their movie.
Because of that movie. So.
Yeah, which we still haven't seen, which we'll see soon.
Yep.
And then the VistaVision presentation, which I gave. So that was the last full day that we were there. I got to do that. And for that one, they did have a translator, but if you needed translation, you would wear headphones, and they had a live translator in the back. So I didn't have to, sort of wait.
That helped, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because that would have been a lot.
Well, yeah. I mean, you would only
harder.
had like 20 minutes to actually do your 45-minute presentation.
Yeah. So that was a lot shorter version of what I did at TCM, and of course it was a single, it wasn't a duo because I didn't have Craig Barron there with me. So, but I did show the video that we started with. I showed that, and
then you had to cater because they wanted it to be a case study of one of the films that you showed.
So we talked about
Artists and Models,
which is a VistaVision film. The problem with Artists and Models is that there wasn't really a problem. So
it was just in really good shape, and they didn't have to do a whole lot of work to it.
Yeah. So I mean, it had some color fading issues, but it didn't have a lot of really bad issues. So at first, I wasn't sure how I was gonna even talk about it, because how do you what's the fun in the story that, it was in pretty good shape. We didn't have a lot to, it's kind of dirty, but it wasn't the dirtiest film, as far as like dirt and scratches and stuff. So what I did was I used it as, well, this is the best case scenario. We're not always this lucky. And then I showed like Gunfight at the OK Corral. I showed some clips from that because that was one of the worser case scenarios where we had major color fading and we had lots of horizontal scratches, which is what is common in VistaVision when you get those big scratches across, and those are super distracting.
Let's talk about restoring VistaVision films. So restoring a film in VistaVision is not so different than a regular 4-per film, but it does come with its own unique challenges. For example, scanning, to scan a VistaVision film, special gates are needed on the scanner, or because twice the normal image area needs to be captured, and not every scanner has the ability to do that. With a larger image also comes more surface area for more damage. Paramount still owns about 60 VistaVision films, And when I took over as the director of restoration in 2019, only 3 VistaVision negatives have been scanned at 6K. So I've been a huge fan of the format for a long time, so I made it my goal to get all of them done as soon as possible. Today, we have completed 40 of them, and we have several in progress still, so I think we're doing a pretty good job. It's 2/3. All right, so the restoration of this film started in 2023. We have the film scanned on a laser graphics scanner, and you're probably wondering why I'm showing you half of an image here. On a laser graphics scanner, you can only scan 4x images like this, unless you have a special gate, which we do not. But we have software that can scan a 4x image and another 4x image and then stitch them together. You may think that this sounds crazy. Why would you want to do that? But I'm telling you, if it's done wrong, it's very, very easy to spot that. And I've only seen it done wrong once, and we've done this a lot. But I really like the laser graphic scans. They're stable, they're beautiful.
Anyway, yeah, it was, it was so, really cool. It was good to see the people very engaged with it and asking a lot of questions afterwards. And then tons of people came up after to ask even more questions, which was, really exciting. You got to interact with a lot of people. So that was a lot of fun.
It was. The whole thing was fun. Lots of running around.
And the people at Ritrovato couldn't have been nicer. Like all of the people that we encountered there were just so happy to have you there. They kept calling you part of the family. That was really exciting. And hopefully we'll get to go again.
And just thinking about it.
And well, let's cheers to Bologna.
Cheers to Bologna.
Yep. And to Ritrovato. We were so excited by the fact that Diabolik was on the bag, the tote bags that they gave away, that I actually went and grabbed a couple extra ones to bring back and share with you guys.
He bought them. Yes. Them. We didn't get them for free.
No, I bought them. But
and if you stuck around for this long, because we didn't tease this, that's right.
Is so cool. Look at Diabolik's on there. It says Ritrovato up here in the corner.
And if you want to win this bag, we have 2 of them. What's the word? Spritz? Should it be spritz?
Oh, I think it should definitely be spritz.
Should be spritz. So comment below with spritz.
Put spritz, SPRITZ in capital letters.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the screen too. Just comment below. I don't know.
Tell us your favorite Italian film. There you go.
What if they don't have one?
That'll be interesting.
Okay, I will say this though, our closing thing. Of all the films we saw, and I know I should be saying some crazy foreign rare thing that you can't see.
Well, we saw a bunch of those,
which we did.
Yes.
And it was great because sometimes you would see a film that was in German with English subtitles, and then it was also subtitled in Italian, 3 languages at one time.
All on the screen.
How crazy is that?
It was fantastic.
Awesome. Anyways, my favorite film that we saw that wasn't one that I worked on, because, those are excluded, was Duel in the Sun, which a former person on my preservation team, I found out later, is the one that restored it. But I'm telling you, Duel in the Sun, it had been on my list of movies to see. And I've heard about it before.
Shout out to Nikki G on that one.
Nikki G.
Good work.
Over at Disney.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It looks so good.
So good.
But what a great movie.
Absolutely
we loved
fantastic.
It looked great. If you've seen it, you can comment, tell us below, and say, why haven't you seen it until now? I don't know. You can't see everything, okay?
Yeah.
You can't. We don't give people a hard time.
We try.
We don't give people a hard time for not having seen something.
Nope.
Never do that. Anyways, Il Cinema Ritrovato. Love it. Can't wait to do it again, hopefully soon. And highly recommend, if you can do it, do it. It was great. I met some fans of the podcast there, which was
I gave away
fun.
a lot of pins, which was cool.
Oh, man,
I was just handing out pins Yep, it was really cool. And we got to go on a day trip one day that she didn't have anything going on. We got to go to Florence, which was a lot of fun.
So much fun.
And a beautiful city. So
gorgeous city.
Yeah, and if we go back, there's other little cities that you could take day trips to. So
more pasta to eat.
Oh, so much good pasta there.
Yep. My favorite day was the day that one of the people at a vendor that we use at MTI, her name is Shar. She's actually from Bologna,
right? Yeah.
And she was there at the festival, and she had put together a tour of Bologna, of the historic downtown area, and it was like a 4-hour tour, and she had lunch for us. It was the sweetest thing.
And it was the most exciting thing because you actually got to see the city.
We just walked around the historic. I mean, everything's historic, but we walked around and we just learned.
Everything is historic.
It is. Is it not?
It is. Absolutely.
But we just learned so much about the city that otherwise I would not have learned because I didn't have time. So we
got to see sections of the city, and because of the nature of a film festival, you're constantly shuttling back and not shuttling, but walking back and forth in little areas where the screenings are. So you don't get outside of that. And this got us outside of that.
Anyways, that was such
it was just really thoughtful.
That was just such a, so thoughtful, so meaningful.
Because it's common, like a vendor will have like a drinks or like dinner type of thing.
And I'm not saying that that's not great either.
Well, that's fantastic.
This was just such an extra.
Was different.
Yeah. It was just, and it's because, she's from there. And, I think that made it a little different too. Yeah. But just, seeing her hometown and all that. It was just so great. Thank you, Shar. I don't know if she watches this or not, but if she does, I don't know. It was great.
Well, I guess we should wrap this up, huh?
We should. So.
Okay. So if you're looking to get one of 2 of these awesome Diabolik bags.
Yes. Comment spritz. Because see, danger, Diabolik. He likes to
He's like holding it. Like
he is. Yeah. He's grabbing for it.
Yeah, he definitely wants that.
He does, but he can't have it.
I mean, if Diabolik wants the spritz, he's going to have the spritz.
That's true. I would give him one. Definitely. So spritz, comment spritz below. And I don't know. You don't have to tell us anything. You can just comment spritz. Why not? Or you can say something.
Or
I don't
mention
know.
any of the things that we talked about.
Who knows? These actually go out to people. Here are some of our viewers here. Here's Jay and Jonathan, both with their shirts. They actually got them. We sent them out.
Yeah.
See? And they sent us these photos. So if you want to win, enter below. But domestic only, because international shipping's
kind of a bear
annoying.
Sometimes. Yeah. Especially with larger things like this. So.
All right.
Well, I guess until next time, thanks for joining us here on Perf Damage. That one's a lot of fun. So
they're all a lot of fun for Adam.
Everything's a lot of fun for me. I like to have fun.
Yeah, he does. Sometimes a little too much fun. But we'll cut that out of this episode.
Little too much fun.
Little too much fun. You love that.
Yeah.